Tomorrow I'm climbing Mount Toubkal, and this is everything I'm taking. So the first item of equipment I'm taking with me on this Mount Toubkal expedition is my Mountain Equipment Helium 800 sleeping bag. It's a duck down sleeping bag filled with 795 grams of duck down, giving it a 750 fill rating, which is pretty good, which means it's got a sleep comfort rating down to -15, an extreme rating down to -16, but really a comfort rating down to -8 degrees C. It should see me okay in the high Atlas Mountains here in Morocco. I've used this in past expeditions in the Himalayas, in cold tea houses, in advanced base camps, and I've always had a good night's sleep. Staying on the theme of mountain equipment, the next item that I'm taking with me is this Lotzi Mountain Equipment Gore-Tex jacket. It's made of Gore-Tex Pro fabric and it's designed for demanding mountaineering ascents. You can see from the way it's just made, it's absolutely quality. The zips are quality, underarm zippers are quality, everything about it. Really hard wearing jacket. So I've used this again in lots of my Himalayan summits over 6,000 meters, and I'll be taking this one again just in case the weather gets cold up on Mount Toubkal. Clearly it'll need to be used as part of a layering system, but as an outer windproof layer, this is more than up to the job. The next item I'll be taking is this Mountain Equipment Superflux synthetic insulated jacket. It only weighs 580 grams and it packs down very small and lightweight. So as part of a layering system, this will offer me invaluable warmth as we start to gain elevation. And I've gone to Mountain Equipment for my mountaineering pants. These are an alpine ascent pant called the Ibex. They are made of stretch fabric. They're reinforced in the knees and the right areas. They've got a built-in belt and they've got adjustable hems. Now, this video isn't sponsored by Mountain Equipment, but the fact that I've got so many articles from them will give you an indication of how good their build quality is, the performance and the overall quality of their garments. So again, I'll be wearing these and this should see me okay up to the summit of Toubkal. Jotnar are a firm who also produce really outstanding items of equipment, and this is their Asgar fleece, which has a Polartex outer, so it's therefore windproof and waterproof, and is excellent as used in a layering system. This is quite a thin and lightweight fleece, so it can go over your base layer when you're working really hard and you need some venting. But got to be one of the best items of equipment that I've used, and I've used that summiting Mera Peak, Island Peak and Pulapsa Pass on my Himalayan expeditions. It's a go-to piece of equipment and one that I just don't want to be without. These are the Jotnar Valdair mountaineering pants, and there's so much that I could say about these. It's definitely a go-to pair of waterproof pants for peaks over 6,000 meters for me, and I wouldn't leave those at home. They come in a bib format, so they don't fall down. They're reinforced in all the areas, inside of the legs, backside, gusset, where you might take extra abuse, inside of the legs where you might kick holes in them with crampons, etc. They zip from the hip right down to the hem, so you can take them off if you need to conduct any business at high altitude. There's not a problem, and if the conditions turn and you have to whip them out of your backpack, they're easy to get on. And again, another quality piece of equipment. And as a final point on these, they have a sensor built into them, so if you do happen to get caught in an avalanche, anybody with detectors and mountain rescue can easily locate you. And all of those factors just point to the fact that these are completely quality item of equipment, and should the weather turn inclement on Mount Toubkal, I'll resort to these. But saying that, if the weather's pretty good, I'll just go with a normal lightweight pair of walking over trousers. I'm going to need something to carry all that in, obviously, and what I've got here is the Osprey Mutant 52 backpack. I found it really difficult to find backpacks over the years. and the amount of retailers has shrunk, but one that emerges above them all is Osprey, purely because of its functionality and the amount of features that they pack into a backpack. There's too much to go into in this short vlog, but I could make a whole video on the features of this backpack. It is just absolutely loaded with them. Absolutely awesome piece of kit. Probably a little bit large in terms of it's a 52 litre capacity. I aim to be carrying as limited kit as possible on Toubkal, but that's fine. It can be cinched down and is very comfortable for me. So yeah, I'll be delighted to carry that up to the summit. So it's not my intent to go through every single item of equipment that I've got, because this video will definitely run over time. Suffice to say, I'll point out the things that I'm aware of have just got outstanding performance that I've used in the past and that I would recommend for anybody undergoing a trek such as this. This video isn't sponsored at all, and so this is from personal experience where they've performed and served me well. So the next thing is a set of icebreaker merino wool t-shirts. So I'll carry 2 of them, even though they're antimicrobial, and I've worn that kit for 10-15 days in the Himalayas without any issues with odours and smells. And they're also pretty warm. I think that's a 175 gram weight there, so it's pretty warm whilst keeping you cool. So yeah, really awesome bit of kit. And when it gets cold in the night, I've a merino wool icebreaker pair of long johns there. They are rated at 260, so if you're cold in your sleeping bag at night, you can just whip them on and that'll ward off any cold temperatures. I swear by poles, whether I'm running ultra marathons or doing long approaches to mountains. And so here's a set of poles which are pretty sturdy. They're Lecky Makalu light, and they're made of aluminium. I'll be using those to assist me on this ascent of Mount Toubkal, and with a torn meniscus they'll be invaluable on the ascent but also on the descent. When you're at altitude, it's really important to have the appropriate eyewear, and these are from a firm called Julbo. They're a Cat 4 lens, which means I can use them at high altitude and any reflected glare from snow or ice isn't going to cause me any problems on the eyes. They're shielded around the side as well, so that it blocks out a lot of that glare, and you can crack on with your mountaineering exploits while you're feeling trendy. It's really imperative when you're in the mountains that you've got a proven boot and one that's well worn in and that your feet are used to. Now, I've been a fan of Scarpa mountaineering footwear for a long time, and these are a pair of leather UK 4-season mountaineering boots called the Scarpa SL Active. I've had these for a long time. 2.8mm leather upper. It hasn't got a Gore-Tex membrane, and I didn't want that when I bought these boots. I wanted my feet to breathe. Really good ankle support, standard lacing system and gusseted tongue there, and a Vibram sole. So really proven in the mountains. It's a B1 boot. It'll take a step-in crampon or a C1 crampon. So that's really important if you're up in, say, the Scottish Highlands in some poor weather, as I was recently where I used these boots. One thing I would say about Scarpa is their customer service is amazing. I'd had these boots for about 7 years, and then just before a Himalayan trip, the soles started delaminating. I got in touch with Scarpa customer service, and they analysed the boots, and they said it was a fault in the materials, and they offered to repair those free of charge. So I sent them back, 7 or 8 year old boot, and they resold them, did an awesome job. And there I have a pair of boots which are now probably about nine years old, really well worn in and moulded to my feet, as they say, but almost brand new with the resoling and that Vibram sole reapplied to them. Now, I'm conscious there's a lot of things that I'm taking that I just haven't gone through, which are small miscellaneous items of kit. What I've done is gone through the larger, really fundamental items that you have to carry to attempt a 4,000 metre plus summit. but I'll be carrying things such as a backpack cover, a first aid kit. I'll be wearing bridge-tailed socks and bringing spares of those. There's a first aid kit on the bed there, but I don't intend to go into and itemise every small piece that I'm carrying within that. If you want a more detailed breakdown, and enough of you comment down below, then I'll be happy to go through and show you what I carry. But for now, I think I've hit the big items. Suffice to say, I'll be carrying some wide neck Nalgene bottles. One is a pee bottle, but two as drinking bottles. I'll be carrying a Life Systems water filter bottle. I'll be carrying a bladder that fits in the back of my backpack, and just looking across the bed there now, some miscellaneous items such as buffs, hat, a pair of shorts, travel towel, head torches, etc. for the night, spare batteries, a power bank to charge that. So everything starts to add up when you throw it all together. This is a little expedition. We'll be spending 4 nights under canvas, and it's full service camping, so we'll have Berbers or horsemen to porter our main kit for us and set up camp every night after we've trekked, and then we'll go from the base camp to the summit and back down. So only 4 nights under canvas, and so you really have to be self-sufficient to enable yourself to camp out. Now let's see how I get on. The other video of me climbing will be on the channel, so go and have a look at that, and here is the kit that I use to do that. Back at the hotel in Ahmed after summiting Mount Toubkal, I thought I'd lay out all the kit that I use for the ascent on the bed, which might be useful for you. So, starting from this side, we've got the Osprey 52 litre Mutant backpack, Scarpa SL Active B1 boot, which take a C1 crampon, Fenix rechargeable lithium battery powered head torch, Lucky trekking poles, assorted snacks, Jotnar Asgar lightweight or mid layer fleece, backpack liner, sunblock, lip balm, backpack, waterproof cover. Mountain equipment, Lotzi Gore-Tex jacket, a pair of Sprayway lightweight trekking pants, Montaigne Prism insulated mittens, a buff, Lifer base layer, Icebreaker merino wool t-shirt, Icebreaker merino wool 260 long johns, Bridgedale walking socks, Mountain equipment Ibex trekking pants, Jolbo category 4 sunglasses, lightweight cap, Nalgene 1 litre water bottle with insulated cover, first aid kit, and the Mountain equipment Superflux synthetic insulated jacket. Please like, comment and subscribe, follow along so you don't miss any of the action, and get across there and smash the like button on the ascent video and put some comments down below as well.